Warning, if you are not a big brain gamer, this video is not for you, so share this with no one. Alright, rotations. Yup, here we go. I finally get to sit down and make fun of all the no-brain monkey ball chasers. I mean, great teammates. Okay, I'll stop lying. But seriously, have you seen this ranked season? Players either miss every pass or just chase the ball. Rotations are a difficult thing to perfect, so in this video, I'll be giving you my breakdown of everything rotations in Rocket League. Before we do, understand I'm going to cover the basics to the more advanced topics of rotations, so let's dive in. Everyone knows this game has a circle-like rotation that cars move around based on the ball. If that sounds familiar, it should. I talked about it in this video, so if you haven't seen it already, go watch it. Rotations is the simplest form of teamwork. Your goal is to cover the most amount of space around the ball as possible. In Rocket League, we have two different types of rotation, offensive and defensive. So let's look at an offensive rotation. On offense, our goal is, well, to score. So we need to have what I call our triangle pressure. Notice how this team is in a triangle. This will make sure you're not on top of each other so that we can have somebody middle and on the ball. Now let's look at a defensive rotation. Notice how we're in a triangle, but our triangle is pointed to where the ball is. This will force us to have someone on the ball, someone front post, and someone back post. This will make sure we're still applying pressure and having every part of the goal covered. Now, yes, this is a lot easier to look at than to perform in game. Well, a lot of YouTubers will just talk about how it looks and expect people to understand it. I don't believe in that. I believe you need to understand each role in a rotation to fully understand the topic. A rotation consists of 3 roles: first man, second man, and third man. Yes, you've probably heard of these terms before. Well, if you somehow live under a rock and didn't know already, first man equals closest to the ball, second man equals his support, third man equals back. Okay, freeze. If you think third man equals goalie, stop. Yes, third man can make a save, but so can first man and second man. Oh, you didn't know? First man can make a save too. Well, before we get there, let's cover these 3 different men.
What did he say?
Well, as our first man, our goal is simple. Make the opponent do something. Challenge the ball, fake challenge, and play the angle. So that was very basic. So let's break them down even further. Choice 1 is going to be used 75% of the time. You are trying to force a 50-50, so make sure to get a good challenge and try to win possession. Choice 2 is trying to bait out a play from your opponent, like a shot or a pass. If used properly, act like you're going to challenge, then pull away. You can take off, then quickly come back down, or just drive at them, then just turn away. This will allow you to get back a lot faster. Choice 3 is used to block a pass or shot. This is used in high-level gameplay to force players to shoot to one side or try to disrupt a pass. If there's going to be a shot, you can try to force the shot one way. Still confused? Well, let's look at a wall in soccer. This wall is a defensive strategy used in kickoffs to minimize the area the goalie needs to cover. As a first man, think of yourself as a moving and flipping wall. When used correctly, you can force someone to shoot one way or completely block it. You might not get the save, but you did just save a shot on goal. I know, it's absolutely crazy to think about. Now, before you say, why don't we just use this all the time? Well, this is a choice that is considered a full commit play. If they fake the shot, you will go whizzing by. So use this at your own Axel's risk. As a second man, you are a support player. You need to move into a position that isn't too close and isn't too far. So here's some basic rules I teach players about second man. Rule 1, play on the opposite side of the ball. Not so far that you're in another zip code, but far enough that you aren't sniffing your teammate's butt. Here's an example. If the ball is here with the teammate, be here, not here. Rule 2, stay behind the ball. As second man, again, we are a support, so being in a place across or behind the ball is the best spot to be. Being in front pushes your positioning too far. You can't get back on a quick clear. Rule 3, slow down and be patient. Stop jumping the gun. Even at the higher ranks, I see players trying to substitute speed with anticipation. This helps, but let the play happen before you decide to bail or commit to anything. As a third man, we need to think rock. We are the backbone of our team. Remember, we don't need to sit in goal, but when the ball pushes downfield, we can't push into the play. So here are my rules for third man. Rule 1, mirror the ball's side. Draw a line down the middle of the field. If the ball is on the left side, you should be there. If it goes right, you will follow. Rule 2, don't sit in net. The only time we should be in net is if the ball is in our half. Remember, we are not a goalie. Rule 3, try not to cross half field. Okay, well, sometimes we need to attack because our second man is rotating back, but for most plays, just don't cross it. If you do, you'll be too far forward to deal with any powerful clears, and most likely have a ton of open nets scored against you. Rule 4, rotate away from ball. This is for everything. If the ball is getting played down the side, move out of the way. You are going to get in the way or hit the ball, so just move. Remember, even when going into net, we should still rotate away from ball. This is technically called rotating back post. If you don't know what that is, it's the best place to be to save the ball. If you don't believe me, go watch this video that Wei In did covering it. He did a fantastic job, so give it a watch. Now that we understand our 3 different positions, let's run a quick test to see if you know what car is in what position. From this picture, is car A, B, or C first man? If you picked C, you're right. Now let's look for our third man. Is it A, B, or C? Did you choose A? If you did, sorry, but you're wrong. It's actually B. So tell me, does this game have a goalie? Does everyone have a static role? No. So practice getting better at each role. Woo! You doing okay? That was a lot of info. Remember, if you have any question, to comment it down below. And while you're down there, do me a favor. If you like the content, hit the subscribe and like the video. So now let's cover what I like to call car talk. Did you know you can talk to somebody in this game without quick chat? Well, did you? If you didn't know, we can talk to our teammates by our pathing of our car. If you're pointed at the ball, you're saying I'm going. If you're pointed away, you're saying take it. Understanding our teammate's car position will eliminate a lot of double commits. This concept is understood by most high-level players, but low-level, not so much. Yes, I realize it's a lot to watch. The ball, the opponents, our teammates' cars. Well, remember, this game is one of a kind, and no other game is like it. In every game, there are things that you have to learn with experience. It's like a basketball player dribbling without looking at the ball. It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes a lot of time and practice to master. When I was first learning this, I would go into casual 3v3 and at random times ask myself, where are my teammates and where are my opponents? At the start, I would usually get 2 or 3 of them wrong, but slowly I got better and better, and now usually I'm spot on. Once you get good at guessing position, you'll have enough awareness to be able to know how much boost each person has. Yes, I promise, this sounds crazy, but you can guesstimate on how much boost each person has at that time. Now you might be asking, why would I want to know how much boost they have? Well, it's going to give you an understanding of what kind of plays they're going to go for. This is something a lot of pros don't talk about, but all do. This technique is called game awareness. Practicing this will also help a lot of different areas in this game, like shadow defense. So go into a game replay and find a double commit. Figure out whose fault it was. Did you tell your teammate to go by your car? Did someone not have vision of a teammate? Or did someone just turn off brain and go? Understanding why we double committed with someone will help us not in the future. So remember, make sure your car is giving the right message. So I think I've stuffed you with a ton of information, but there's one more topic I want to talk about. Rotations at the pro level. Yes, I know, you aren't pro. Relax, you don't have to be pro to understand what's happening. So for pro rotations, I want you to take everything you know about rotations and, well, toss it in the trash. Yes, the trash. Pros and bronze are the same. They both don't rotate. These high-level players understand what a teammate can and can't go for based on speed and position on the field. So technically there's a first, second, and third man, but they really don't stick to it. They understand at any spot you can pass or shoot or save the ball. They understand that this game has a ton of different variations, rotating and cutting into plays. So yes, if you want to be pro, ditch the rotation. Okay, I'm kidding. Don't ditch rotations. Just remember, pro rotations equals bronze rotations. But I really don't have much more on rotations, so all I have to say, keep checking your replays and get better at your rotations, and we'll see you next time.